Welcome back to video number 3 on the 13 mistakes that first-time homebuyers make and how to avoid them. So, without further ado, let's get started. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and make sure to smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Mistake number 9. Don't underestimate your expenses. It's important to make sure you have a reserve. You've covered the down payment, you bought the house, right? However, there's always things that do come up. Maintenance is one thing, but the unexpected sometimes can occur. For example, if that water heater goes out within the first 2 months that you're living in that house, you now have to come up with between $700 and $1,000, right? So make sure to have some reserves to protect you in the case the unexpected happens. We're not talking necessarily a ton of money, but you need some backup for a rainy day. Mistake number 10. Not understanding foreclosures and short sales. Many people are looking for that diamond in the rough out there. Everybody wants to be a home flipper. We've watched HGTV. It's an exciting show. What you need to understand is that's not always reality. In fact, most of the time, it's not going to happen the same way in your area. First of all, what you need to understand with foreclosures is that these homes are as is, where is. So even if you have a home inspection on your house, there may be things that are going to come up with it, and the bank isn't going to fix anything. With a foreclosure, you're typically, especially if it's a HUD home, going to need to come up with at least $1,000 earnest money down payment. So even if you're doing like a no money down type of home loan purchase, you're going to need to come up with $1,000 earnest money for that. Now you can typically get it back if the inspection goes bad and you happen to cancel the agreement and get out of it. But understand that with a foreclosure, there are a lot more than meets the eyes. Not everybody's getting rich off of the foreclosure market. The other thing to understand with foreclosures is that there may be other things that could come into place, such as municipal regulations or required repairs that, again, the bank doesn't take care of. Another thing with foreclosures that can catch buyers by surprise, you might find that home fits perfectly in your price range at the moment. However, that doesn't always mean it's affordable. Besides all the repairs, what you need to look at is what are the taxes on that particular property. Because if it's at the top of your budget, the pre-approval limit that you've been set up with, you may find that those taxes are going to push you over what your monthly payment is and what you can afford. The other thing to understand with foreclosures is that even though you're buying the property at a lower price based on the conditions that it's in, and it looks like that potential diamond in the rough, those taxes, just because it is a dump now and it needs to be going through all this remodeling process or gutting, if you will, doesn't mean that those municipalities are going to reduce those taxes on that property. You see, while it can happen, municipalities realize that by the time you fix up that house and get it back to where it should be, or better for that matter, they're going to be right on par with where they need to be. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that just because you're getting it cheaper means that you're going to get those taxes to come down, because that rarely happens. The other thing that you need to understand is short sales. Short sales are properties in which a seller is trying to sell a property that they are upside down in, and they aren't able to get it to sell without convincing the bank to let it go at less than what they owe the bank. However, many banks are not willing to work with us, we found as realtors. Some banks are very uncooperative out there. Just because you get the accepted offer on your house doesn't mean that you're going to be buying that house in the end. It could be a 3-month process, it could be a 6-month process, it might even be a year, and that bank can turn around and say, we are not doing a short sale, and you're starting over. So while there can be some good opportunities with short sales, it's important to understand that they are very few and far between in those marketplaces. And working with your realtor will help you determine the difference between that home, if it's a pre-approved short sale, and one that has to go through the entire process. Mistake number 11, and this is bidding blind. Don't bid blind. understanding that the asking price that the seller has on their house and what the property's market value is are two different things. Having a realtor do a reverse market analysis can help you determine if the seller's asking price is too high or if it's a very good deal. So if you haven't already researched the marketplace and looked at comparable homes in that particular area, it's like bidding blind on the home, and that is not going to put you in a great position. You may be way overpaying for that house in the long run, potentially costing you thousands. Mistake number 12. This is avoiding the sticker shock. You see, for first-time home buyers out there, when we haven't ventured down this path before, it can be kind of scary as we see all these big number prices out there. And for one thing, you might think that, well, you know, I need to start off at this $60,000 home because it should be in my budget. In reality, you might be able to afford a lot more, and your budget is going to help you determine exactly what you can afford by working with the realtor and working with your lenders. However, the sticker price is a one-time thing. The only time it comes up again is when you go to refinance or you go to sell the home. But it's the payment that you live with. So don't let the purchase price scare you away. Once again, if the payment works and the house meets your needs, as well as some of the things that happen to be on your goal list out there, this house may very well work for you. On the flip side, it's also important to remember once again that that purchase price, if it doesn't fit your budget, might be out of your price range. And finally, mistake number 13 is skipping the home inspection. This is an important element. You might have family members or friends that are in the contracting business. One of them might be a plumber, another one might be an electrician, and they are all looking to help you out. However, the way the offer to purchase are structured and the way things typically work is by skipping the home inspection, you may be leaving yourself open to a major pitfall out there and thousands of dollars worth of items that those individual contractors may not see or are not qualified to find. With a home inspection contingency usually built into the offer to purchase, it now gives you the opportunity to have a licensed and registered state home inspector go through the property with you. At the end, they're going to provide you with a report that you can now bring forth to that seller. It can be like another negotiation process. A lot of items such as electrical or plumbing and other things many times can be addressed or fixed by the seller at seller's expense. And this potentially helps you not only avoid getting stuck with many unexpected expenses that you got to fix right out of the gates, but also help you to save a little bit of money in the long run. The other thing with a home inspection that's important to know is not just the inspection. These home inspectors are also going to educate you on all the other little things that you should be aware of with your house for better upkeep, for better maintenance, and to make sure that the longevity of the house is going to be there so that you're much more familiar with the particular house that you're about to buy. Even though you might like to save the money, there's a lot of value in getting this complete report on the health of your home. If you're looking to make a move in the Green Bay or Fox Cities area, you're looking to sell or buy, I'm your guy. Once again, Brett Bolzenthal with eXp Realty and SoldByBrett.com.